Yeah, come stand right here because they all want to see you, Ryan. Ryan Hallahan first tried out and played for the Santana football team his sophomore year. Ryan played fullback that first year on the junior varsity squad before being brought up to the varsity team at the end of the season for the playoffs. Ryan began his junior year on varsity and moved up to the linebacker position, and he enjoyed the new position, but of course, what usually happens in your junior year? You get injured. And you missed some of the season, didn't you?
Sure did.
But even though the season was cut short, and short too, Ryan finished the season as the number 3 tackler on the team. This led to a passionate return to his senior season for his full year playing the linebacker position. Santana's defense in Ryan's senior year had a total of 4 shutouts and held teams to a combined 64 points over the 10 games. That's a record for Santana football. Ryan would have an outstanding senior year and would be the leading tackler for the Santana defense. Ryan was awarded team honors for Outstanding Linebacker of the Year, Most Valuable Defensive Player, Team Captain. Ryan was recognized by the county and the nation as All East County First Team Defense, San Diego County CIF First Team, San Diego Union Tribune First Team Defense, Rosemont 2A First Team Defense, and Defensive Player of the Year. He was also recognized on the national level. The National College Recruiting Association Blue Chip All-American and All-Regional groups selected him as an outstanding linebacker for the 1993 season. He also played in the Alex Spanos All-Star Classic. In college, he was a blue chip preseason All-American linebacker. He was the Sporting News Southern Illinois University top player. He was the Gateway Conference Newcomer of the Year at Southern Illinois University. He won the SIU Harry Bobbitt Spirit Award, and he was involved in the National All-Stars Bowl, a college football classic. There are 5 other pages of things that he did, but that's a lot. And so Ryan, not yet. Congratulations, Ryan. You're bigger than I am, so you.
So yeah, when I see you go up there, I'm going to know you're there.
You're going to remember what I did to Coffee.
You have to get the whole
He used to
table
be taller.
No, you know what? I'll use everybody's time that was real short. I got only 7 pages, but it's like 22 font because I didn't want to wear my glasses. But just real quick, this is an honor. Congratulations to all the inductees. I mean, when Coach called me about this, it was like, oh my goodness, I thought he was lying. I'm just a big ogre knuckle dragger that just like to tackle people. We don't get Hall of Fame. But yeah, I was completely surprised. So I never imagined this, but now that I have it, it's pretty much an honor. So I was like, you know, I'm going to cut this short, but I'm not. I'm going to read through this because I want to acknowledge some of the people that affected my life and my time here. First and foremost, I am a Christian. I believe Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. And I say that because Proverbs 3:6 says, in all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. I'm nowhere close to being perfect, but I'm forgiven. So God gave me breath. He gave me the abilities to play football, and I want to acknowledge him and thank him. So that's first. Secondly is my coaches, and a couple right in front of me right here. I'm currently an assistant football coach up at Foothills Christian School, so I truly understand now what the sacrifice is, being a coach and the challenges it brings, but at the same time how great and fulfilling it is as you put your time into it. Coach Coffin there, who's in front of me, it was I think the end of my freshman year, you asked me to come play football, so I didn't do anything my freshman year. I was a straight loser. And then he got me to come out into going into the sophomore year, and it completely changed my life. I enjoyed it, and I had a lot of fun with it. So I appreciate that, Coach. You did a lot more for me, and I appreciate it. Quick story on Coach. And I don't even know, Kimo, if you were there, or Mark, but we had a hitting drill, and we weren't doing it correctly. So Coach Coffin decided to step in and hit the guy that was on the other side of the line and show us how to hit him. Well, that guy had a helmet and full gear, So Coffin comes out of that hit with some blood dripping down his forehead while he's probably saying a couple F words. That's okay these days, right? While properly teaching us how to make a tackle. So that was Coach Coffin. So I love him for it, and it's an honor to be here, especially you being inducted in the Hall of Fame as well. Also, I want to go over all my coaches. I'm going to read these really quick. There's a few, but you know what, and we've got a couple here, but I want to really honor them. Saska, Vertusi, Bishop, Smith, Cardoza, I think he did a year. Gallo, thank you, sir, for all you've done for us over the years. Tomlinson, Schulten, DiDamasso, and Ron Gaines. Man, we don't have some old school players. Remember Ron Gaines? Gutbusters? Yeah, he was a good coach. Riley, Crazy Deasing, and those that are no longer with us, like Sainer, Murphy, and Henson. Great people, good coaches. They affected me in the life and the person that I've become today. Also, lastly, I want to go over the players. And I'm sorry, I'm going to read a couple more, but I truly believe that if I deserve this, it's only because of the coaches that affected my career and the players I played with. So I would not be able to do this inductee and accept this without saying what they did for me as well. So real quickly, some of the players, upperclassmen that I enjoyed watching and learning from: Dan Mason, Shane Hobbs, Mark Patusi, Matt Burkett, Robert Irvin, Kimo Henson over there on the other side, Jason Lewis. Man, anybody get to see Jason Lewis as a fullback? He trucked people. He was a good one. And then my brothers, all my graduates: Doug Schultz, Royal Bates, Jason Braun, Brian Lauer, Matt Burton, Troy Harden, Brian Ariano, Bart Lane, Victor Meyer, George Modlin, Jason Dively, Gerald Anderson, Chris Seacrest, and my good buddy that I graduated with, Leon Bender. I know he's already currently here, inducted in the Hall of Fame. I had the privilege of playing with that kid. He was a great guy, and he was my friend. And so one of the neat things that we got to do is we both graduated in '98. We took a trip paid by an agent, sports agent, out to Phoenix, and we spent the day out there doing a workout, checking out their facility. Basically, they were recruiting us to come onto the team. I think they liked Leon a lot better than me, but I got to tag along. And I just remember sitting at dinner with this kid, and we're like, man, the lobster was like $50. We're like, should we get a lobster? Are we splitting it? What do we do? I mean, that was our conversation. And we ended up getting the lobster and a couple steaks. Like, hey, it's on them. So that was Leon, a good friend. He also got me a tryout for the Raiders. And that's the kind of guy he was. And then he shortly died after he was drafted by the Raiders. So I miss him. And for those of us that knew him in the room, great dude, great guy. And I'm almost there. The younger players, I want to mention Gumby, Dan Buxa, Mike Thornton. Mike Thornton, I wish he was here. That little kid, if anybody knows Mike Thornton, he's still probably the same height. Probably weighed 130 pounds. He hit me on a kick return in practice that my bell was rung. And I wouldn't admit it then because it was too prideful. I'll say it now, I'm an old man. He can hit. So he stood out. Dan Kloss, Robert Salas, Willie Fox, good guys. My buddy and fellow classmate that's here, Dean Welch, over there in the corner. He was a great Sultan baseball player back in the day. I think it was batting 400 his senior year. And even though he didn't play a real sport, he was always there in the parking lot. Outside of our locker room. No matter how good I did, Dean would come up to me and say, "You suck, dork." And we'd go back to his house and play techno bowl and wiffle ball and have some fun. He kept me grounded. Thank you to my parents, my mom and dad, all my family. To my brothers. One's here, two aren't. Thank you for timing the tree and beating on me a little bit. I'm sure it taught me something. Maybe aggression. I don't know what. We'll talk later about that. And then to my sisters that couldn't make it, I want to thank them too. And my wife, I'll end with this. My wife, who was a great athlete in high school, was inducted into her high school Hall of Fame several years ago. She says I always beat her in competitions, and finally she had something on me until today. So thank you very much for that. I missed that part. And for my 4 awesome kids over there in the corner, now that you can finally believe some of my football stories, I did okay. I did all right. And lastly, just thank you for the panel, whoever is doing the introduction. I appreciate it, I really do, and thank you for the time.